Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Cairo and welcome to Tiny Bunny. This is a story-like game I think it's initially Russian. And I've forgotten what the story's about because it's been a hot minute. But it is horror-esque in nature, so hopefully we'll see this. And from the last time I played it 2 years ago, they actually added a new episode to the game. So, mostly it's going to be episode 1. But yeah, links in the description because that's all you gotta know. Let's get into it. Oh, like permafrost or something. Yeah, are we looking out a window or something? Oh, the wind clawed at my window all night long. Oh, okay, this is weird. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaves from all sorts of voices. Trill, gentle, sneery, twinned in the air. Or, I don't know. They were shouting and laughing and arguing about something. Someone has running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Or else had a mind of its own. The creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The lonely house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes. Rustling, whistling, that's a funny word, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. Fuzzy silhouettes swayed in the wind. Couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just in my imagination. I was already 12 after all. Still. Oh, hi, it's a fox. The owl will... What do you mean the owl will arrive? What?
Убери книгу немедленно.
Oh damn. I'm guessing that's not Russian. Try to gaslight me. I don't think that's Russian. Hey, put away your book.
Сколько раз говорила, не читай за столом, вредно.
No, never mind, it could be. How many times have I told you to read? Not to read at the table. It's bad for your health. Look at how slouched you are. Don't talk about my posture. Hide. That's the only option. Can I? No, I just have to hide it. I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. Olia had already finished her breakfast, which I'm guessing it's her, and was munching on some cookies. She was so enthusiastic, she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials.
Пока не съешь, из-за стола не встанешь.
You're still not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in my plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Come on, man. Who doesn't want to eat porridge? Hazy anxiousness well up inside. All because of the previous sleepless nights, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. You mean snow? Okay, whatever. It looked like a jellyfish from the Custeo Odyssey. I loved that show. What even is that? Russians. I wonder how horrified the bottom of the ocean is. Or how cold the Black Forest is at night. The spoon that fell out of my hand. My mom showed me with a cold glare from her eyes.
Что я говорила?
What did I just say?
Я достану.
I'll get it. I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge. What? How bad does the porridge gotta be? How bad does it gotta be that you're literally just hiding from it? I felt around for the spoon. What is this carved on the other side of the table? Karina. Ha, that's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal, damaging the furniture like that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar though. Should I remind her about it? No, she's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagined her being at my age, sitting under this table. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Or the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? I imagined my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Olia sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice.
Тайга особое место, дитятка.
Okay. Dude, the Russian overtop my voice is kind of annoying, but Tiega is a special place, little girl. It's watching you. It's. Is there a way to turn it off? Hold on. Think that's it? It's watching you closely, sniffing you out. Trying to discern what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort, it wouldn't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And that would be it. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody. Never yelled. Never swore. Unlike me. Those were the times without the maddening screams until late at night, without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening in on one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket, and she called it her cute funeral box. God, just imagine you died and then your family members were like, oh, let's put you in this cute little thingy. It waited for its time in the casket, patiently. It was black, unholstered with meat, colored material on the inside. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all of the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with gray faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. Olia was done with her cookies and was looking at my chair like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside, but they didn't grab my attention. The pattern of forest formed a picture of the glass, on the glass. Like the fox, yep. Oh yeah, look, a fox. Where? It looked almost like those optical illusion thingies they put on the back of students' notebooks. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a bit, nothing. You look under a certain angle. Also, look at it, it's like, it has like feathers too, like here's a feather here. You could consider this one a feather. Not outside, on the window. Look. Or, sorry, look, here's the nose, and here's... Hey, eat up. Yes, yes, just a moment. I swear, people say yes, yes. I don't see anything. Hurry up, there's not much left. Ah, there it is, but it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you, it doesn't. Nuh-uh. It does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Now I couldn't see the fox neither. It disappeared. What if it was a real fox? Maybe. Went away. Only the frosty pattern similar to sketched out needle leaves kept creeping up the window. Oh, finally the father entered the picture. My dad entered the kitchen with long measured steps. I wanted to have a beard like his when I grow up. Mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stinks." This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Olia always covered her ears whenever she heard something like, "What's the point in all this?" So, through the wall. "It's all for the sake," Dad would reply. "For the sake of our family." Always caught every sound in fear of hearing the most dreaded and deadliest word that started with a D. Divorce. I didn't even want to finish. Yeah, he was about to say divorce. It was scary to imagine that me and my little sister would be torn apart and taken into two different families. Oh, anyways, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. You and your owl talk again. You said you would believe me just like yesterday. Has anybody seen my car keys? I remember leaving them on the windowsill. Right. Maybe you did, and maybe not. You're a grown man, a father of two, and still... Karina, please stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket. Near's the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a martyr or whatever out of yourself and finish eating already. But the owl. There was no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowing eyes. Also, that was the banner on Steam has the owl, I'm assuming. Olia sprung up from the chair and placed her hand on her little face. No, she's doing like a fucking soldier salute right now. Imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers, the size of an apple each. Last year you had a baby in your closet, and now this owl. What is baby? Or babe, or whatever. But I saw it. Olia shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice. Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone, cause she's still little. Olia pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Oh my god, that is some evil ass shit there. Oh, that look in her eye. It's so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he just found. A minute had passed and the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. It was stored on incredibly worn-out cassette tapes, which Dad already had to glue together once. So it's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. But how do you fix a relationship? Ooh. God, asking the real questions here. Mom moved to the living room and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. Oh, Olia had trouble sleeping. This is the cover art, by the way, besides the thing that's gonna probably be here. Olia had trouble sleeping God damn! Damn, this is menacing. Olia had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to his house. She would toss and turn or crawl up into a ball under the blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped to take her mind off of all the troubles we had with the move and our parents. Oh, yep, this is the cover art. And then Olia said she saw the giant flying monster outside her window. She became obsessed with it. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every little trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Olia refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owls was just one of her nightmares. After last night, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words, what to think of it myself. Can nightmares be infectious? That night I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking of what to expect from my new school. There were a couple of days left before the beginning of the new term. My imagination drew long twisted hallways that led to the classroom full of kids. But all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blink inside these holes. It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind the flat, black silhouettes. Their cruel glaze, filled with icy sneers, made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me and beat me down, stomp on me with their bloody boots? The damn school can burn for all I care. I just wish for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. I didn't want people to see. Sorry. I didn't want people to see people who are just itching to smack me on the head, trip me up, thinking of a new offensive name for me, worse than the previous one. I felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider or some sort of monster. My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the walls. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olia begged me to hang them. Drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You got the wrong number." Or, "Anton isn't around." Anton is not around. I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds just like me, listening to the howls of invisible werewolves outside their window. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all. But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he married to the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. It was silent, easygoing during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners, on the closet, cobweb, and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me, for every corner, almost as if the old photos of my deceased family, with their ashened eyes, were hanging on the wall in place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning. The attic was occupied by noise drafts. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. And then I realized I was, in fact, hearing music. It was already playing for a good while. Oh, so they're talking about this music that's playing right now. Alright, somewhere at the edge of my perception, I would hear a flute. It was mixed with the sound of wind, of the creaking old house, and I thought, my thoughts too. Oh, did I get up or something? What did I do? I stood up and rustled the window. Okay, I did. I wanted to reassure myself that the music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. It's not like anyone is playing it there. Amidst the cold night, right? Okay, let's open this. I feel like... Yep, here they are. Someone. Literally, it's like 5 people. AKA a bunch of animals. Someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out. No, I can make those out very clearly. Those are not people. That's not one person, and it's not people. Black silhouettes I could barely make out with the black, dark forest, their backdrop. They jumped around, basked in the moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around the crawl all on fours. Yeah, so that shouldn't be a human. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but they were clearly no wolves. They stood upright at times, circled around holding hands and whipping up snow, disappeared into shadows for a brief moment and then came back. Something bizarre was going on. Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Oh, that's not menacing. Oh god! Suddenly the music stopped. The dancing shadows froze in place and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the blizzard shadow carnival. I don't know why I couldn't say that. And sprinted across the field with giant leaps. Jesus Christ! Why did that I thought I was gonna get jump scared! It glided on squeaky snow without leaving any print until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow in my house, which became even darker and thicker. My heart was jumping around like the bird inside a cage. Ooh. Oh, I don't trust this. I think that animal's inside my house. I shut the curtain with a swift motion and stepped back towards the bed. They saw me. A freezing torment of fear washed over. Jesus Christ, this backing music. I stood in the middle of a perfectly dark room and listened to some unwanted guests move and scrap around, looking for an entrance. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself in the blanket as if it could protect me. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. I remember the funeral, my grandma lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of chairs that held my grandma's casket. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling her up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside the socket, and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell she caught me through the whole procedure. And now lying under the bed and listening to squeaks and howls, I was repeating the same words. On the inside of Biuna, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood. There lay lard and ashed hair, for the spawn from Devil's Lair to feast and always leave alone. God's faith servants named Anton. Evil leaves this house must. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. Which is just the loud ass music, I guess. I cautiously peeked out from under the blanket and saw the curtains waving around like a hanged man. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling feet terror. Oh god, that's not a good sign. The sound scratched at my eardrums. In reality, something or someone was scratching at the front door, hurrying claws at wood, demanding to be let in. The door was shut. Dad was becoming very cautious recently, though installed a sturdy lock. I remembered him staring at the forest intently, as if he was looking for someone. Ashes to ashes. Oh, we broke the window. Dust to dust. I hugged my knees, placed my chin between them, and drilled the door into my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak under the might of the... And then... Oh no! The doorknob twitched slightly. Oh fuck no. Then it turned halfway, once, twice, as if the person who tried to enter had no hands. The doorknob tilted once more and then... Oh god. Started clicking violently. My jaws cramped from fear, my wet fingers clutched the blanket. Oh no! Oh fuck no. The door creaked and opened. The wind taunted me, moaning inside the twin drains. Now, you'll see. The door was wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of the doorway. Shah. It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its wings in black wings and squeaking its rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corner of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come out in the gaping black hole. My abdomen tightened and my chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. But behind I was able to do anything, the darkness asked me. Tosha, you asleep? Oh hey, it's Olia. I mean, how was she doing it violently? Without, like, making noise? I don't trust this. My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows, almost screamed from relief. Olia, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? Olia frowned and stuck out her lower lip. a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tosha, please. I'm so scared. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I need to calm Olia down. Also, our name is... Why are we called Tosha, but then we're also called Anton? Like, it says Anton right here, but we're getting called Tosha. That's weird. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you. Olia sobs. She was trying her best to believe me. But was I sure of myself? I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video, Sleeping Beauty, for example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird? Hey, maybe it is the prince, who knows? Maybe it's like the, maybe it's like the frog story or something. That question took me by surprise. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled and fuzzy. What was that? Uh-oh. What studied me with its eyes while dancing fiercely under the moon? Do I want to press next? Okay. Darkness was climbing to my window, and I couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It couldn't be satisfied with a feast of lard and long-ashed hair. Tosha, you coming? Yes, just a moment. Oh, fuck! That wasn't that scary, but I was not ready. I was kind of preparing myself for that. Damn, am I dead? What happened? Oh wait, okay. Okay, I was having a nightmare apparently. Oh, now I'm just eating again. That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olia and her owls in the morning. So this is all like a flashback or something? Like, what was that? Oh, oh. More terror. Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. Could be the police. So persistent. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guest could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet, under the table, behind the curtains where Olio always hides. Tosha, come here. I felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them towards the hallway. Oh, well, I think I was right. That looks like the police to me. Couple policemen toed over me in the doorway. They smelled like forest or frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled the moment she saw patrol cars. Worse than bandits. At the moment, thought she looked somewhat confused. Hello? The senior officer, who wore a grim expression, nodded. A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name is Vova. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? The policeman held out a photo to me. Ooh, we're getting like a close-up. No. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school picture with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat with his hands and wore a wide smile. No, I haven't. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here. I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window. That's right. Your window looks straight at the forest, don't they? The window. Ooh. No, I haven't seen anything. I see. He sounded tired, but his eyes, his stare, long and heavy, was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt which his giant shadow casting over me. The policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I hadn't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit, it's just our little daughter misses the city a lot. Misses the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything is alright, thank you. The policeman pierced through me one more time. With his brown eyes, my head started spinning. Can I help you somehow? I asked that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy and to end his unpleasant conversational sooner. Now that I think about it, you look like one of my nephews, little fella. He's a witty boy around your age, wearing the same type of goggles, haha. Wow, that is... What? Why would you make fun of someone with just glasses? What? Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels. Told me he wanted to enroll in police school when his family visited this summer. Wanted to help other people, just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative and not a police officer stood before me. You know what? Little boys like you should stay at home. Steer away from trouble. The times have changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice. You don't say. Ah, well then. What grades are you in, Anton? 6th. Have you made any friends here? Why is he... Brother, go! Why are you so quiet? Like, why are you going into my personal life? You're a fucking police officer. Don't waste time with me. Have you made any friends here so far? Not yet. I'll be going to school for the first time after the break. Ah then, I'll see you my number. Just in case, call me if you have any new info. The police officer was... Along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before me. Before my eyes. I wonder what it was like for him, being all alone there. For some reason I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and thrash around hysterically? Or would they excuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually? Yeah, no. Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest? Seems like a poor child. I looked out the window at the road. The police Uaz drove off towards the village. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting old paint. Oop. And from the window still. I remember all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I've read this summer. Your average boys and girls investigated some sort of mysteries there. They looked for clues, spies, suspicious people. And after a set of amazing adventures, bam, solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities, and must have made their parents very proud. I noticed a trail of men's footprints that led to the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start my investigation? I'm like, oh god. Please, Anton, don't do that. Maybe I'll find the lost boy. No! I think you'll become a lost boy. And I'll get rewarded. Olia will be so happy. No, Olia will be... I think she'll be removed of a story or whatever. And not only Olia, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels. I don't use that word very often. For a while. Maybe I'll even save us from the D word. I fantasized about buying Olia a Tamagotchi and getting a casket player and a bunch of tapes for myself. Okay, so I was wondering what year this was. I'm thinking this is the 90s. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last autumn, I think. My dad had lost his job at the time. There's that annoying song about it. I had little to no idea what was the accountant's job like. They count money, I think. My neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, Mom and Dad barely had money to afford sweets. And Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olia. Sometimes I gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go outside, looking for clues. I'm going outside. Yeah, right. You want the police to go around with your photograph next? Exactly. The forest is so thick. What if the boy got snatched up by wild animals or something even worse? Even worse, echoed through the hallway. I won't go far. I'll stay from the forest. Did you hear what I said? Or should I repeat myself? Better go pack your school bag or play with Olia. My god, it's been 42 minutes as of right now. Damn. The forest of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over and Mom had the last word. Finally, we get to play the video game. Okay, I want to open this. The dark, stuffy closet. Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hated when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid of cutting myself on the flesh-sharpened axe. And Olia can't even be lured close to it. She thinks Abby is living here. I tried to help her fight her fears. I opened the doors and turned on a dim lamp, so she would see there was nothing but cobwebs, dad's tools, and scratch walls. Hold on, I'm gonna go grab some water real quick. Alright. She still didn't believe me. I was like to hide in the closet and listen to Olia count outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, better hide from me. And then dragged her feet on the creaking floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. God damn, Anton talks so much, I swear. Alright, let's try going to the kitchen, then. Lie to Mom. What? Oh, alright, let's just... Oh, Grandma kept ice cream for me and Olia there. But now I could only see meat bits for soup and clumped together pelmeni. Oh, I thought it was gonna tell me what the thing meant. Because I don't know what the fuck that means. Let's... So I can't go to the front yard. It's difficult to lie to Mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home. Mom, something went wrong with the TV. The picture is dim and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Ah, you're killing me here. So have you had enough of shooting those stupid ducks yet now? Yep, definitely early 90s. Told you the kind scope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician? The hole, huh? Maybe it's just the setting. I didn't read that. I went too fast. Hold on. Oh. What the fuck? Okay. Maybe it's something with the settings. Please go see for yourself. Strange, it worked just fine this morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it. Mom rubbed her hands clean on the apron and went to Olia's room. Aha, now we can boop outside. I opened the front gate and went into the field. Carefully so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half of the distance towards the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. I remembered my nightly fear. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping around holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there, distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me, and a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent, so silent I felt the world was totally empty. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olia. The time reached its limits, and one-way trip that ended at the forest piney stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than screams. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Olia turned to stone listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing or spending time together, almost like all of it was a previous life. When they kissed with Olia present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed. Something important had left our house, and something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke out and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who, though? From the people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous house. The eyes that only saw balls of worms, that the background is everything. And somewhere far away, a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace. Oh, okay, I thought that was a jump scare there. Oh, a shuttle chasing away my delusions, looking around. There were only me, this white field, and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and belt of powdered snow. I squirted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast, while the blind whiteness, the knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves, the confeared needles froze into the ice. Ooh, there's a glove? Oh, okay, that's actually interesting. Dry, prickly branches interwinded bring up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were they protecting the forest? Or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some objects were hanging from one of the pointy branches. Oop. I keep right-clicking on accident. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow, and when I was almost got to the edge of the forest, I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wonder bird among the hangings, semi-dark. Should I take it to police? Their senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets Have Broken Lights. The fuck? Never heard that before. He was always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help me find the lost boy? Vova! Or the distant shout looked like it came from the river. Vova! As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vova resounded closer to me. Someone was standing there beside the tree, hiding. Vova. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally towards the ground. Its blackness. Sorry. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings out loudly. Whoa, what the? A shadow split from the trees and disappeared from my sight. I looked away for a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the simple place, it was gone. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reside from my painfully long time. Ooh. Oh god, are we gonna ooh, is this gonna be creepy? Oh no, apparently not. My muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little moment, any small whisper from the trachea, I'd sprint. But nothing of the sort happened. I looked at the mitten once more. I think that this is just his imagination, so I'm gonna go for it because it's tangible. I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Ooh! God damn! Is here and then here. Oh. Damn. My man's imagination is beyond. A shout rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply. Oh, there he is. There he was. I stepped towards the bristling trees and tried to... Oh god, it didn't budge. I pulled harder on the branch and the mends tore off, landing in my hand with a squishy sound. All too heavy, wet. I sneezed it without thinking, or sometimes dark spilled from it, forming a tiny spring between the mittens and the snow. The steam rose from the snow pile. Oh, what the hell? Oh god. I froze in place, studied my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of crackling branches invaded the silence. I didn't have to think twice before running away. Oh yeah, something was chasing me from the darkness, breaking pine branches, closing the distance with giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the trinket and be gone forever. But there was no more voices. Probably one of the reasons. It gave me strength, spear on me. You can do it, don't stop. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Their nostrils stuck in frozen air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, run. Don't look back. I felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing became vigorous like quicksand. I was stuck behind in place. I pulled my legs from the mushy trap just to be caught in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow pile was clutching my pants. I gathered all of my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my legs was gone. My boots slipped out of the hole and my soles were on the hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump, and from there ran to my house. Its gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. That house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hidden up under snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks. As if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so it could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave away. I rolled into the doorway and shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairway. The fingers slipped on the knock and I couldn't click it into place. I gritted my teeth and I pulled it hard on the iron knob, whimpering it between the board. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of it, pitifully. Flimsy barriers that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breath reached into the house and scratched at me in waves. It smelled of the pine and sweet. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me for the same fridge voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you never to slam the door? I didn't mean to. I stuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone. The breath was too. If there was something in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 minutes away from Mom, my fear was slowly weakening. my melting like snow in spring, and with it the last bit of strength I had left my body too. My legs gave way. I propped myself up against the wall so I didn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those queries. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you, too? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was little and wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined with steel. Her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? There was someone chasing me. I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned towards me and sniffed my clothes like a beast searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant and she covered her. What happened? Wait, look, over there, at the fence. My heart started thumping I became prey once again, and my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratchy at the door, just like in my nightmares. Mom beckoned me with her fingers and gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window facing my fears. Damn, there was actually a pack of wolves. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs? Just a small pack of strays with no name or owner, but barely reminding of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd rather be scared of you, Anton. I really would want to say like something witty back, dude. They were chasing me like bunny. And what if they were rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack Olia? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive. Huh? What? Are they your friends or foes after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Your sigh is Mom's sigh is annoyance. And I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb ridden corner just to keep myself from crying. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I was risking my life amongst monsters. But rather, my pants along the What about the blood, though? And what for? Do I have for it? Mitten? Of course. A darkened sticky mitten belonged to the lost boy. Made a squinting sound in my hand. Seems like I was clutching it the first time. That's my trump card as a detective. I'll hurry to present this clue to my mom. Whoa! It's still bloody as fuck, but I don't know if it's true or not. Mom, look, it's Volva's thing. That boy the police were asking about in the morning. It's drenched in blood. I felt it hanging on the tree. I should show who's where. Let's call the police right away. Mom, look. Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto Mom's contort face, as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream. but the image slipped away. Stop it this moment. Olia will go insane if she hears you. She already has trouble sleeping and whining all the time. And you joking around like this. Oh, yep, it's false. At the moment I realized the mitten was already wet and snowy. There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to stick through the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy who cried wolf. Oh, don't you just stand there. Come takes your pills. A golden colored pill, reminiscent of a dead wasp, fell up onto my hand. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you stay at home, and you, Dad, would have given you a good whipping for this. Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night. And you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow bitter medicine, drinking it down with similar awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Volva's mittens. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters and Olia's owl. Am I going mad? What's happening to me? Either the pills had an immediate effect, or my overexerted brain didn't let me fear inside anymore. Sincerity washed over me, bringing yawning indifference along with it. Anton, you done? You see you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom, I was thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son, and not some doppelgangers that came from the forest. Is everything alright? You had the exact same expression when the policeman asked you about the window. I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody of Aladdin could be heard from the upstairs floor. Olia was done rewatching her favorite movie, Little Mermaid, episodes, and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror. Like I was trying to solve one of those spot the different puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jafar's and Lago's voice died down. I walked past Olia's bedroom and slipped into my own. Oh, fine, okay. I dreamt of being an artist since Dad bought me my first comic book. Fly magazine was the coolest. I especially liked the big space-related editions and with alien monsters and funny episodes about a gendarme. I started drawing all kinds of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. One of my letters even got published in Fly Once magazine. Okay. One of the drawers was empty. I had the mitten there. Oh, obtain the mitten. I got. This simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed. And then... Ooh, what the fuck? Only then I noticed there was someone oh god. My tired hang dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medicine I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort, as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The corners of the room bent and dilated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windshield and the curtain. Flimsy piece of cloth stuck to my hidden visitor. It reminded me of a brutal sheets. Olia? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dry lips. Yeah, Olia, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoved. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached towards the curtain. Badam, dabdam, my heart controlled my medicine. The wind sang in the fields with a chorus. For a second I wanted to return to my bed, just lie down and watch the person beyond the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. There, looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled open the curtains. Gotcha! I knew it was you from the beginning. Blindingly bright halo lit up around Olia's head with the setting sun as the background. While sister was shining. When she was just a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I always distorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day, and sunlight poured on her face. I felt like I was holding a light, woven child. I saw everything. Oh really? What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little, before she put on her sad mask and tiredness and switched to her commanding voice. It's nothing, just... Olia ran up to the table, her eyes around, and asked, "You stole something and you're hiding it. You are a thief." What? Don't be stupid. I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind, that mitten hanging from the tree branch. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest, from the tilted figure standing beyond the black trees. Olia could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted. Then show me. Swear that you won't tell anyone, then I'll show you. Olia... Oh god. That is... Look at that face. That is the face of someone who's just gonna, like, troll you. I swear on Mom's heart. An oath she heard in one of the movies about the pioneers were watched. Don't say things like that. Olia nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the drawer, and Olia leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exosit critter or something. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to say. Oh, exotic, that's what he was saying. Is this someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she was saying. So, certain boy lost it and got lost himself. Now do you understand how dangerous it is for children to wander in the forest, right? It must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. The police are going house to house, showing his photo to everybody. Olia traversed the room with careful and pressed her tiny palm against the window. And why are they going to the house and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. They've already shouted the forest. Yeah, right, flashed in my cold mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where darkness, cold, and whispers of ice branches dwelled? If that's the case, how did they, how did the missing miss the mitten? Or did it appear later for me? I changed the topic, as if trying to get Olia as far away as possible from the trinket. We may get our reward if I go and find this boy myself. A lot of stuff, like in the Wheel of Fortune. Sounds cool, right? Olia wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredible adult eyes, uncharacteristic of her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense. An owl wouldn't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my exerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's... How should I put it? It's cursed or something. Just like in a fairy tale? No, more like it in that spooky tape our parents hide from us. Olia shivered and stole a glance at the window. I saw you running away. Someone was chasing you. No, it's just I was hurrying back home so Mom wouldn't be there, worried. As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to strife her light. A gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom wouldn't even let me go outside. Like a princess in a tower, can't go anywhere. I'll die from bedroom boredom here. I thought it said bedroom, that would be also funny. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. No, I think actually anyone who died, like, naturally, they probably did actually get bored after a hot minute and then just passed out and died. And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what? I would wish for on my next birthday, I'd wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could go and play together like we used to. Yeah, and if you'd make them all as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Jesus Christ. Olia giggled and tugged on my sleeve. Tosha, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue won over my desires to be with my little sister. I washed over by some heinous apathy. I'm too tired, I don't want to. Come on! It's so boring alone and Mom is always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all of our tapes by heart at this point. All of them? You haven't watched Peter Pan? Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happened after that. Go on, let's go. Maybe a little bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know, let's play hide and seek. No, Olia. Then draw me a dino. Olia, please. Draw it. Leave me alone already. I blurted it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken back. I'd never screamed at my little sister like that. Olia stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling and piercing to tears. My chest was seething of disgust and embarrassment. What happening to me? I hurried to prevent Olia from crying. Alright, you win. Let's go watch some I don't wanna. I came up to her and put my hand on her soft head. Let's go. Let's go watch Peter Pan. Boo, you fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise I won't. And I'll draw you a full Triceratops later. Hooray! Triceratops. Well, close enough. Olia rubbed her eyes with a sleeve of her pajamas and shared smiles returned to her face. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread. I don't know why I said breed. And you remind the tape. The bread is fresh, just how you like it. Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk, or you'll be yelled at again. Wanna bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere in the back nightstand. Look for it. Olia disappeared into the doorway and I dragged my feet into the neighbor's room. Or neighboring. Alright. Turn on the TV. The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. Well, I like the reflection. The tube warmed up and familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. Dude, I miss these days. I almost reached out to turn on the VHS, and the noise calmed down and blurry image started to disappear. What? What? Huh? What the fuck? It was dark, Tangia, whatever, forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy, rumbling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, Screeny was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? Local TV stations only really show Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if I caught this channel again? On the other hand, Olia asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her, but in my sleepy state I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Alright, time to search the cabinet. I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. I found the tape I needed thanks to its stubby spine. Got the black record from its box. Wait, where do you... Oh, you insert it here. Dude, I used to have one of these. I miss the days when you had to use these. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. The rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images whirled in my head. Me and Olia flying above the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My little sister is laughing, but her smiles became more and more focused with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath us part, bearing the bristle pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped among the trees. The winds are no longer able to hold us and Olia. You haven't started it without me, have you? My sister brought the tray with uneven cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. I rubbed my eyes. No, come sit. Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Olia was entertained by the cartoonish dog Nana. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Oh wait, hold on, what the fuck did I see? Oh, that's an alligator. I thought that was the monster. Yeah, right. I'll have my own dog in the Neverland. A cat and a parrot. Olia smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me. Have you lost all of your baby teeth? Obviously. Olia frowned deep in thought. Peter Pan was baby teeth. What if they won't let you grow to his land with adult teeth? We'll think about something. We'll ask Dad to alter your age in the passport. Yeah, just forge documents, yeah. And why would Dad forge documents? Olia took a bite from her sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. He will. I heard Mom they did before. Yeah, I'm just trying to mimic it. You grow your ears as big as Dumbo's. Olia got worried and touched her ears. I smiled at myself. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. As if she got stuck in the fairy tale Neverland. I mean, you can be stuck in the fantasy of Netherland. To be honest, I also imagine myself there, in a land where one never ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fighting and the sounds of broken plates at night. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. Tosha, shut the curtains fast. Why? No one's watching you. It's dark and it's dark. The owl comes. I'm scared. Well, there's nothing there. I got out of bed, fight my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. I did my best not to look outside towards the treetops, towards the tangent forest, which seemingly dreams closer and closer. Of course, it was a visual effect from the forest of branches scraped the snow. Tosha, Mom thinks I made up the owl. And Dad too thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Honestly it does. You do believe me, right? That it's coming every night and I swiftly grabbed Olia's arm and looked her in the eye. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they're just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. Does it? Doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed. Like it made up. Just like Mom and Dad's story. It'll get tired and waiting and fly away. We followed Peter Pan's adventure as if nothing had happened. As if the forest didn't kidnap kids. As if our parents were tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from the crocodile and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gliding sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my sister. Olia's eyelids had dropped. She started snorting lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Olia's room. I was looking out the window, studying the field, when Mom's peeked into my room. Hi. Are you gonna jump scare me again? Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? Adults think everything is so simple. Yeah, well, specifically the kids. As if sound sleep should ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to my house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mystery flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I couldn't fully understand my own desires. Yeah, I don't think that's normal, my man. I think having these images appear in your brain is not very healthy. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on and on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangible. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. It has come after all. The day I feared the most. The first day of new school. Okay. So, that was episode 1. There is so much to unpack right now. Hold on, let me go to the menu real quick. But yeah, this is such a wild story. So, I'm thinking that Anthony, or whatever his name was, I think that I have a suspicion like he has like schizophrenia or something. Like he has some mental disorder that's just like affecting the way he sees the world and stuff. So, and he seems pretty delusional in some parts, like very anxious. Like imagine the wolves were already at the house and mom locked it, as stated earlier. It just seems like he's very delusional a lot of the time. And he just doesn't want to admit that he's a very delusional person. So, like, I'm very curious where this goes from here, because, like, once he gets into school, will something bad happen that causes, like, more pain, more stuff to happen? Like, will something terrible, like, what's gonna happen next episode? That's just, like, so massive that it's just, that it's just basically destroying his life. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end the video, guys. And I hope you have a good day.